welcome. Uh, I just wanted to do a little quick review of the Mystery Science Theater Watch Out for Snakes live tour. Because I just got back and I just want to talk about it a little bit because it's one of my favorite shows. I would almost say it's my favorite show of all time. It's one of those shows that I think I started watching when I was like 10, 12, something like that. And I started watching on Comedy Central, and then when it moved to Sci-Fi, I watched a little bit more. It was one of those shows that um, I felt really lucky if I caught it on TV because back then we didn't have like streaming services and we didn't have on-demand TV. So if you caught something on TV that you really liked, you were like, ah, yeah, got it. I freaking got it. And so it was just one of those shows that I really loved when I was younger. And then as I got older, I started finding the tapes everywhere, and or I would go out and search for the DVDs of the show, and I would watch it. And oh, jeez, I think the light went out. Anyway, I even there was some guy online, and this was before it started being on like Shout Factory and everything like that. And there was some guy online that he was selling the episodes individually because he apparently had them all. He had taped them all, and I was buying them from him at like $3 a piece, and he was burning them. And so I was getting them from him for a while, and I had a huge stack of them. I don't know what has happened to them, but I put a lot of money into that. But whatever. Money means nothing. It really does. Money is a means to having fun and obviously supporting yourself and living and stuff. But it's just it's fleeting. That's why I don't feel bad about spending as much as I did on merch and all the tickets and everything and the hotel because I spent the night in Royal Oak, and I don't feel bad about it because the experience that I had at the show was just incredible. It was great. It was just first off, let's get back to the tour or the show, live show. Um, the theater was beautiful. It was the Royal Oak Music Theater, I believe, in Royal Oak, and it was just really nice theater, really big and beautiful, and it didn't feel cramped at all. And me and my girlfriend Liz drove up, and we were really stressing out because it was getting really close to 6, and apparently doors open at 6. We didn't know when the show was actually going to start because it never really specified. It's fine. I don't care. We get there, line all the way around the block, and to me, as soon as I saw that, all the like stress from the road and everything was just flew away because I saw all these people that were coming to see a show that I just really, really loved. And for a while, I felt like I I was alone in loving the show because this was before you know not recently, but there was a period of time where it's like no one was even talking about the show, and I think Riff Tracks was just starting up, and I really I dig Riff Tracks too, but obviously I think the new Mystery Science Theater, The Return, it's better. I'm sorry, it's better. Mike, uh, Kevin, that other guy, I'll remember it in a bit. I love you guys, especially Kevin was always my favorite. The second Tom Servo after J. Elvis Weinstein. Um, anyway, back to the show. So we get in there. I have to get merch because it's I I don't even care if the show is gonna be good because it's like my favorite shows back. So I visited the table and I got a bunch of stuff, and then we went and sat down, and I didn't realize it, but I bought the tickets like kind of late because we didn't know if we were gonna see the first show because there's two shows. So I already bought tickets to the second show, the super secret show, and I didn't know if I was gonna get tickets to EGOX. I don't know if we could get there on time. Got the tickets like a couple days before the show. I just paid a regular ticket price. We got in the front row, the front row, and just amazing seats. It felt like all the seats were pretty great. Just how they had the stage set up and everything. It seemed like, I don't know, because I mean I sat in good section A, I guess, but whatever. And it just looked like they set it up so everyone had a really great view. Um, it was just really great. So EGOT came on. Joel came out and introduced everything and talked about, how grateful he was that everyone gave to the Kickstarter to bring the show back. And I just felt like I was a part of something, um, something really good, and it just felt great throughout the whole show. Uh, well, let me get into the show itself. Ega, which I've obviously seen a lot because that's one of the greatest episodes. Um, just all new jokes, all new in between segments, which there was some really good stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen EGOT, but there's a scene in EGOT that's really gross where the girl, there's a girl gets kidnapped by a caveman, and at one point to distract him from, I guess like sexually assaulting her, uh, she starts shaving him or eating her. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but he's like sniffing her a lot and smelling her hair. Anyway, to distract him from doing anything more, um, or what her dad says, consider the alternative. She decides to shave him, and it's really gross because his tongue comes out, starts licking the shaving cream. It's a really gross scene. Anyway, they created a giant EGOT head, and they did a shave off between Jonah and Tom Servo to like shave off the most shaving cream, and there's this giant tongue comes out and starts like starts licking. It was amazing. It was great. Everyone did a great job. Um, Hampton Yount as the new Crow, I really have a lot of respect for him because he does he kind of all of the people that portrayed Crow have kind of the same kind of tone to their voice, and they're very snarky and everything, obviously. But he makes it his own, and he's just really good. I was just really, I was like, this guy is Crow. I mean, the other guys were also Crow, but this guy just really knows what he's doing, and makes it fun. Like there was a little bit of audience interaction, and it was just like at the end of the second show, um, like something must have happened to the basket, Crow's basket, and it was just wobbling all over the place. And at one point, uh, Hampton just like shakes the Crow, and he's like with his head, and I just thought that was hilarious. Then we have, I'm really sorry, I can't remember the guy who did Tom Servo. I know that Baron Vaughn is the guy who did it in the new series, and I love Baron Vaughn. But I know he just had a child, dude. You're not gonna leave your child and go do a tour, no matter how great it is. You got a kid. You gotta watch your kid. And see it for the first time and everything. But they replaced him with a guy who works on the show. He did an incredible job, and I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering his name. I'm sorry, but he was really, really good. And then the clone of Mrs. Forrester, she was incredible, and she came on with one of the henchmen, one of the bonehead guys. He was really funny. He was like, those guys never talk, but this guy was actually really, really funny. And then Patton Oswalt, who plays TV's son of TV's Frank, and King of Forrester, uh, were both really good. They weren't there, but they were there, like on the big screen, talking to them, and obviously those guys had stuff else to do. It's fine. It's okay. Um, but really, I wanted to stress this because I was just really happy. But really, the star of the show was Jonah. Jonah Ray was just. I was really skeptical when they announced the Kickstarter in 2015, and when they started, more and more stuff came out. I was like, is Joel gonna do it? Is it gonna be? Is Kevin coming back? Is Trace coming back? Are all the people coming? And then they started saying, no, it's gonna be a new host. It's gonna be new people playing the bots and everything. I was like, great. And then they showed who it was. I was like, I don't really know who that is. I don't really follow his other stuff. Um, but so I was skeptical. And then the first episode, Reptilicus, I watched it. I was like, this guy's good. This guy's really good. When the song comes on, every country has a monster. I was like, this is great. This guy's different, but he's great. He's fantastic. He has this casual, like, um, just funness to him. That's not a word, but he's always just smiling. Like, he's so happy to be there. And you can tell he is. And he's having a great time and he's being hilarious at the same time. And I was just looking up there. I was like, great job. Just really fantastic. And he takes over so well. I really, really hope that Netflix renews it, if only for one more season or 10 more, you know? Because it's such a staple. It's such a great idea. I mean, obviously, it's a great idea because it spawned riff tracks and cinematic Titanic and the film crew and all that. And it just keeps going and going because people love it. They love, people enjoy crappy movies. They do. People do. As much as people are like, I'm not going to see that. It's a crappy movie. You're still going to enjoy yourself. Like, I remember watching Troll 2 with a bunch of friends, and they're like, that was horrible. Why'd you make us watch that? And then we talked about it for like 2 hours about all the scenes in the film. And I was like, so you said you hated it and you're angry at me for making you watch it, but we just talked about it and laughed about it for 2 hours about all the scenes. So to me, that says you enjoyed it, even though something in you says, I didn't enjoy this, but I did at the same time. So there's that whole thing. Uh, so Ego was great, great skits, great jokes, everything. God, I'm trying to remember everything. I don't want to go too much into it because if it's in your town, go and see it. Not even in your town. If it's in your general area, if you can get there without destroying your car, just buy the tickets and go because it's 100% worth it. I'm telling you right now. A little bit of the setup of the show. I don't want to ruin a lot of that either, but it's basically, it looks like the TV show, and they go in there, and once they're done with the skits, they go behind this giant screen, and then they just sit down, and it's just basically like the show, but live, just live, and they did such a good job. I'm I'm sorry, I'm going to say that over and over again. Um, but yeah, so they did an incredible job. Uh, then we had to rush and check in at the hotel because we stayed the night in Royal Oak, then rush back. And there's another long line. I think this one was actually longer for the second show, and that just went right back in. And the second show, the super secret show, I'm not gonna say a lot about because I didn't want anybody to ruin it for me. I tried not looking up anything on the internet. I was like, I don't want to see anything. Don't fucking say what it is. I want to be surprised. And I was, and it was great. It was like one of the best episodes they've ever done. Both shows, right here. Like, I'm going like right here, obviously, but they were level in how great they were. Like, I wouldn't say one was better than the other because they were both like really fantastic. Obviously, this is coming from a fan of the show, someone that really wants it to be good and really wants it to succeed. But beyond that, I think that it exceeded my expectations, and it really did a lot of kind of fan service, and they really just wanted people to have a lot of fun, and I think everybody did. At the end of the second show, at the end of the first show, everybody stood up. At first, I felt like I was the only one. I was like, "Oh God, yeah!" And then everybody stood up, and it's because we're so happy that the show's back and in any capacity. And so once again, if it's in your town, go see it. Absolutely great show, 100% worth it. Um, oh, a little. I had a little backstory on Ega, which is kind of interesting. Last year, I believe, my brother Bunny, my friend Andy, and we went to Owasso to this guy was having a huge estate sale and selling off a bunch of like movie stuff because I guess he was in the movie business for a little bit and then he came back. Like he moved out to California, worked in the business for a little bit, came back to Owasso, Michigan, and just had all this memorabilia. And we found out that he worked on Ega and Wild Guitar, and so he had died, and they were selling off all this stuff, and I got a few things, a few of his books, massive book collection, massive poster collection, and that was really cool and really interesting. We also we started thinking that he had some very strange stuff, like a lot of books on human sexuality, homosexuality. Just I think he was very kind of a confused guy, but he also had a lot of books on like conservative media, like Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly. And I was like, well, I mean, whatever you're into, it's cool. I mean, um, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. True. And then, but we started thinking because he also had a lot of weird, like, kind of like serial killer stuff, and he had the movie and the soundtrack to this film that apparently was one of the inspirations for the Zodiac killer. And so we started thinking maybe this guy is secretly the Zodiac killer. Like he moved out to the kind of general area during that time, moved back to Owasso. They never caught the Zodiac killer. Far fetched. Whatever. Fine. Anyway, that was my little story about Ega. Amazing tour. At least the one that I saw, the two shows that I saw. Go see it if you can. I love the show, obviously. I think it's amazing. Just go and see the show, please. Thank you. All right. Thank you.